Anyways,
All right,
all right, here we go.
listeners, get ready for a real juicy one today.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 16 of One Podcast for Nerds. I'm back, your host, Andrew, and thank you, Austin, for doing it last week when I wasn't here.
Well, no problem.
I appreciate it. It sounded good. I loved it. You guys had a good
Oh.
talk. Also, I do want to point out from last episode, everyone was dogging real hard on Advance Wars. It's 2 games for $80, not just one. So, just want to point that out. Little redemption for me. So anyways,
Whoa!
I know. 2 remakes for $80.
Oh, well, now that you say that.
I know everyone wants it. I understand. It's fine. It's a need. I get it. We all have it. I just want to move into how things are going to change. So I mentioned on last episode, our special episode of Music Behind the Games, that we're not doing Patreon anymore. We're not in it about it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't have time to kind of keep up with all that stuff. But as always, you can donate to us to keep, it goes a long way and it helps, but you can just donate whatever you guys feel is necessary. And you can find the description below for the ACAST supporting system that we use. And we all appreciate it. And you get a nice little message when you donate. So there's that.
What does a message sound like?
No, it's the written message that we did.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways, I don't know if I can do it.
You and speaks in English and sings in perfect pitch a little song, a thank you song for you.
Why aren't we recording that? Why are we doing this? Why can't it just be an episode of that pigeon singing something different every episode? I mean, I would listen to that.
That's my gravy train.
That's
my money
Screw
maker.
One Podcast for Nerds. Let's do One Bird Sings 4 songs.
Yeah, the pigeon's sitting there going,
I
it's
have a
not
strong
unusual to be loved by anyone.
I have a strong connection with that bird.
Anyway,
So
I know what a connection with the bird is like. I also want to talk about how, so I don't think we're really going to do even Instagram and Twitter. I'm going to keep them up, but I don't know how much I'm going to post to that. Instead, we're actually going to do a subreddit for this podcast that you can join. That should go live hopefully next week, as well as Discord. We set up our Discord so that people can join and we can all chat and hang out even while we're doing the show. We'll let everyone know when we go live, and you guys can talk to us as we do it and stuff like that, and bring things up. And I'll try to work it out to where maybe you guys can watch us record and all the shenanigans we do before, after, and during, which is a lot. Anyways, so let's just kind of keep going. So with all that out of the way and stuff, some changes happening. I'll announce more probably next week. I won't be here, so someone else will probably host. And if it's another Music Behind the Games we're going to release, then I'll just do a little spiel at the start like I did the last one.
more announcements.
So let's go into some Flash news. So what we have here is we're going to start with some Nintendo. We have rumors of a new there are rumors, sorry, and this is from Nintendo Life, that a new Donkey Kong game is in development by the team that made Mario Odyssey. Most people here have played Mario Odyssey, except for I don't think Bones has played Mario Odyssey, but I know Nolan has Mario Odyssey and has not played it.
Donkey's mouth.
So Nolan, you own the game, but you haven't played it.
No, it's my game that I lent it to him like 6 months ago. He's had the entire pandemic to play this game.
What?
I'm so fucking busy, man.
Just it's a short campaign.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
You don't have to do that much.
How to go.
You don't even have to do all the extra stuff. I mean, the extra stuff's a lot of fun, but you don't have to do it. If I don't know, has anyone played what comes to mind immediately for me is Donkey Kong Country 60 or Donkey Kong 64, and I don't know, has anyone played that?
No.
Other than
I played Donkey Kong on Super Nintendo.
Nope.
Yeah,
Donkey
Kong Country.
Revolutionary with graphics there.
I was a Banjo-Kazooie kind of guy.
Well, so it would kind of almost look. Well, that doesn't actually really matter, but it wasn't received very well. There was a lot of collectibles and a lot of extra shit you had to do in the game to kind of get around, and I understand that. I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm an apologist for that game. I think it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I would actually love a remake if it ever happened. It won't, but if this team was to make a game like Mario Odyssey but in the Donkey Kong Country world, I will 100% buy that game. Tropical Freeze was a lot of fun. Donkey Kong Country Returns is a lot of fun, but those are more 2D platformers and wouldn't be the same. But if we actually have an open world game, I'd be into it. Oh yeah, and then also I threw this in here. I don't really know it. I don't really think it matters. It sucks if you have a Wii U or 3DS, I guess. But Netflix is probably not going to come to Switch. I'm not overly shocked. It would have been announced by now. I mean, the system's 3 years old, 4 years
I don't
old.
care. I got
Yeah, I don't really
Netflix
care
on my
either.
phone, on my TV. Like, nah.
I don't know why people are really hurting for it. I mean, they discontinued it on the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS as of June 30th, so you can't even watch it on there anymore. I don't really see much of a point in it. Like, I understand maybe with PlayStation and
be able to
Xbox,
have their Netflix on another device of some kind.
100%. So I don't really think I don't think anyone's really hurting for it, or it's a huge fiasco that doesn't come to Switch. I don't think so.
I think it's
Oscar-
cooler that it doesn't. I think it's
You
cooler
don't
that
care?
it doesn't. It should just come with Nintendo stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? I bet you if like all these like if Illumination and this Mario movie comes out, and if they start doing like Zelda shit and all that stuff, like I bet you $100 Nintendo's going to release its own streaming platform, and that may be why Netflix isn't coming. I mean, I'm not saying that. But it's an idea. There's no competition on their own console to play their own shit, right? So something they might look into, because I know they're exploring more and more into like animation, toys, clothes, all that stuff. And so, I mean, streaming services are growing heavily.
Wait, are they making another Mario movie?
No, they're making a Mario movie.
I don't know. The first one, all right. The first one was pretty fucking good. All right.
The first one was bad.
Oh, come on, now.
Okay, so
Come on.
it's not a live action Mario movie.
Everybody's a critic.
Yeah, you should know.
It's so bad.
Actually, that movie
no, they're
was
making
so good
it.
that Martin Scorsese changed his directing style because of that movie. How good
Yeah.
it was.
It was.
Yeah.
We really need to do like a movie podcast. We should start one. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it's not a live action Mario movie. Just to be clear, it's made by Illumination. No, it's the same people who did Minions and stuff. Going to be an animated movie. I'm down for it. I don't care. I'll watch it. Why not?
Better than the live action they did. That was so bad.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it was
great. I don't. What are you talking about? It was a masterpiece.
Anyways, Xbox news, because I'm kind of just working through a little bit. I got a little bit of everything. But Microsoft and Kojima might be closer to a deal where Kojima makes a exclusive Xbox game. That's
That'd
weird.
be cool. Be great
a
if
little
they
weird,
made
a
Metal
little
Gear
bit, but
Solid and
I'm great for
Metal Gear
them.
and called it something else.
No,
I agree with Andrew. This would be a weird situation.
Okay,
it's
wait.
weird, but I'm
Is
happy
this
for
the
Xbox.
rumor? Is this the old rumor that we were talking about that was like proven wrong, but now it's real? Is this it?
I don't think it was ever proven wrong. It was a rumor. I don't think it was proven wrong though.
Or was that more about?
It was rumored a couple months ago that we covered.
Solid remake or something.
I think it was.
There
I
an
think
actual rumor.
No, I think there was a rumor that there was a good chance Kojima and Microsoft were gonna like Kojima's gonna go work for Microsoft. I think was a rumor a couple earlier this year. But this isn't that. It's just them coming up with an exclusive game deal. So Kojima's gonna make a game exclusively for Xbox. It doesn't really mean much.
Okay.
It's weird. Really weird, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because Kojima doesn't usually do too much with, or at least when he was working with Konami. When he was working with Konami, they had a really close relationship with PlayStation. So when he got his own studio and his first game was like supposedly done more with Sony.
But it's hard to say that because he was working for Konami, and I think Konami and PlayStation had a really close relationship.
Well,
And
even him and Konami, because they announced Death Stranding and his company at the PlayStation E3 like 2018 or something like that.
Yeah. But also, there's the fact that I haven't seen sales numbers, but apparently the Xbox Series S in particular is doing really well in Japan. And so they just probably want to flourish that market as much as they can, and having Kojima make like a Japanese RPG or whatever, like oriented to that market, I think would go a long way for Microsoft. And I'm sure it's actually kind of a good idea, especially because they've had such huge issues like penetrating that market, trying to get into the Japanese market in any shape or form with the competition Nintendo and PlayStation have. So in a view, they're just doubling down. And it makes sense. And if they can get Kojima to do something, that'd be sweet. And I mean, we'll see what it is, right? I mean, if it's better than Death Stranding, I'll be super upset. But I don't know. I guess it depends. It depends what he wants to do, and also what Microsoft wants as well. Because who knows who has control over what? If they're going to let him work that freely, or if they have a game in mind, it's really hard to say.
They'll lose him pretty quickly if they don't let him do what he wants.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's a
That's
part
what
of the
happened
talks.
before with PlayStation.
With
That's why he left Konami.
Yeah, with Konami. Yeah, it's because they want to take like all his franchises in a different direction.
Yeah, and he's always had a plan for a couple games he's always wanted to make that he's never had the option for.
No, because Konami wants to make
something closer to that.
Well, think just where Konami is right now. Like Konami isn't really. They're kind of like licensing out a lot of their stuff. They're just becoming a publisher in general, but they're not really making like their games. Like they're selling a lot of huge franchises. You have like Silent Hill, Metal Gear, Castlevania, handful of other ones that I honestly can't think of. Gradius. I don't know if you're really into that. I love Gradius, but like they're just selling on a bunch of franchises that they're not doing anything with. Like do something. Like make a new Castlevania would be sweet, or do something with Gradius. I don't know. There's lots they could do. They have a really good set, but Pachinko machines.
Everyone else is remaking
their
their
big
own
thing.
games. They could do the same.
Oh yeah, they could. They really, really could.
The very first game I ever had or I ever bought with my Nintendo was Jackal, which is by Konami, where you're a Jeep and you're rescuing POWs in some desert war.
That was a really fun game.
I loved it.
I love that game too. It reminded me of Desert Strike, which came out a little after.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a good game too. God, I miss those games. What were you gonna say, Bones?
Oh, maybe this publishing deal is put in place for the future when they want to release games together through this publishing deal.
It's tough to say where and what everything's gonna go and how it's gonna go. Unlike it's funny because the movie industry and the video game industry, even though like the video game industry makes a lot more money, the way they handle like rumors or the way things get released, like you hear about a movie like it's in production, this is what's happening in the movie, all this stuff. But with the video games, it's like rumors. 3 months before release, here's the game plot. 2 months before release, here's a couple trailers. The month of release, talk about it for like a week straight, and then you get the game. And it's just there's not a lot of communication of actually what's going on for us as like consumers and fans. We don't really know what's going on with any of these franchises. A lot of these could be in development. We don't know. Like there's no communication in that department whatsoever.
Hey,
so
do you get pictures of behind the scenes work of video games on social media?
That's what I mean. It's a smaller world. It's more contained. It's in a studio. It's not like a film where you've got multiple locations strewn all over the place, where it's a much bigger physical production than a video game.
I don't really think that really matters. I mean, the communication's the same. It's not like the paparazzi. I mean, like sure, leaks happen once in a while, not as much as they happen in the video game world because that's really the only way people get information. But there's no reason why you can't have public relations come out and be like, hey, everyone, like here's what's happening with this game. This is where like it's at in its level, but they can do that for movies hands down. And yeah, sure, bigger production, smaller production, it doesn't matter. They hire the same amount of people doing the same kind of work, right? Like regarding like PR and stuff, right? They have a PR department. So does like studios. What's the difference? And they are a studio intensive. Like it just doesn't make sense to me why they just don't, because
it does
what is
to
it?
me though. I get
it doesn't
it.
to me.
The difference between movies and video games
marketing.
Also is movies are like every movie is just a rehash of the same thing over and over. Video games are so much more creative direction the studios can go in and with the stories and with everything else. And like you can't innovate so much in a movie like you can in a video game.
Well,
so there's a lot more.
I think that's a bit of a stretch on that one.
I do think
Think
so
about
too.
how
Because,
old
like,
the film industry is. Think about how old the film industry is, and how much of a following it has, and how many generations it has. The industry it has. So like by the time millennials are old, the video game industry will be like comparable to the movie industry.
Well, I mean, dollar for dollar, games make more than movies.
But I mean, like for the news,
like popularity, I guess you mean,
and knowing,
and like
about
when it comes to like
in the same way
entertainment,
that
not like
people
entertainment
follow-
news.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like on the same level as with the film industry, with news, entertainment news.
I just don't see why that can't happen now. I mean, just for an example, what is it? What's that game that is being made, and it's made by this small indie team? Rumors start going around he's making a Silent Hill. Everyone thinks now it's Kojima being someone else. The guy actually revealed himself on Twitter, being like, "I am not like this is me," and everyone's like, "That's an actor. That's not the real person. They're totally making Silent Hill." So this small indie developer has now like roller coastered this very like low budget game to be in this high tier, high budget, like amazing game, and this is where all those expectations are. And now he's trying to be like, this isn't the game that you guys think it's going to be. He had to actually go out and say that, and no one believes him. The rumors got so out of control, he actually had to delay his game. Like, they were supposed to be a trailer like last week. He pushed it all the way to August. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know why. Probably to wait for this shit to blow over. Everyone forgets about it, and then he can come back at it again. Because, like, holy shit, man. Like, video game rumors are ridiculous. And honestly, maybe it's marketing too, right? Like, not like for people to wait, for people to like not say anything about this kind of stuff. And like all these rumors just get out of hand, and it's like everyone's talking about it. It's like the talk of the town, like it's all there. And then when the game comes out, you do really well, right? Like it's like to energize the community. And I mean, that's fair if that's what they're doing. I just don't think it's necessary, because a lot of people like thirst for information on their favorite franchises and what's going on, or like they don't have to do it with upcoming games, really. I mean, if it's up to me, no one knows about it. No one needs to talk about it, right? But like when you're doing like Elder Scrolls or something like that, like everyone wants to know what's going on with Elder Scrolls 6. Everyone wants to know what's going on with GTA 6. Like having like small intermediate like updates of like, this is where we're in production, this is what's happening. Like, you know, it's nice.
You know where Elder Scrolls 6 and GTA 6 is?
4 years away.
It's probably still not there because idiots still keep buying the fucking Megalodon shark cards, and they have no reason to make it.
Oh, GTA 6 is in development. Rockstar has said that. The game is in development. And same with Elder Scrolls 6. They just started development like I think it was like earlier this year or last year. So that game it'll probably be 15 years between Elder Scrolls 5 and 6. And yeah, probably another 15 years between GTA 5 and 6, or less, 10 years maybe. So I mean, they'll happen definitely between now and 2030. I'll say they'll be out for sure. Which is like still a large timeline, but they will be out. PlayStation news, which I think this is kind of interesting. So PlayStation is acquiring some studios. Recently they acquired Housemarque and Nixxes Software. So Housemarque was the creators of Returnal. Housemarque's made a lot of games for PlayStation, so the acquisition wasn't really a shock to anybody. And I don't know, like Austin, did you play Returnal?
Nope.
I wanted to, but I haven't got around to it. But I feel like the acquisition of Nixxes Software might piss off a lot of PlayStation owners, because they are actually best known for porting console games to PC. And so Jim Ryan from I don't know if it was Jim Ryan or I don't remember his name, the director of PlayStation Studios. They want to put a lot of like first party PlayStation games on PC. This is a huge sign that they're going to go forward with that by getting a company that does that kind of porting. And it's gonna piss off, I think, a lot of people, because everyone was really mad when like Death Stranding came, Horizon came. I mean, like, it's a big audience that PlayStation is ignoring, and I mean, Xbox has hands down embraced it hard, and they're doing pretty well with it. Why not? I mean, it doesn't have to be on an Xbox console, but it can be on a PlayStation, or it can be on a PC. I mean, I own a PC, so I don't really care, but I don't see why not. And also,
this is the next step in what I was telling you about
streaming.
Video games going onto a streaming platform service.
Yeah.
Model.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Xbox does that now, right? Actually, did you guys know Google Play does that on your phone? I didn't know that.
Did you know that Google and Nintendo have made an agreement so that on your Switch, when you go online, they're sending your data to Google?
Google gets everyone's data. It doesn't matter. Google's oogling for the data. It don't matter. I'm surprised that Discord isn't sending my information to Google, probably. So who knows, man?
As some guy in Google like takes off his headphones and looks around, he's like, "They know I'm listening right now."
Yeah, probably. Fucking Dave, an IT piece of shit.
Google brother is watching.
Like at work, every time I say something bad about someone, I'll always say, "Hey, Bruce, if you're listening," because that's my IT director. Say, I didn't mean any of that.
Dave, I mean this shit. Just so you know.
Poor Dave.
Yeah, fuck Dave. Apparently, there's also a good chance that PlayStation Japan accidentally tweeted that PlayStation is going to acquire Bluepoint, which were the maker of Demon Souls.
Yeah, but that makes sense. They like how many games have they made for PlayStation now?
Well, same with Housemarque. I mean, that also made sense. And that's, I mean, let's be honest. Like, how many studio acquisitions has PlayStation done? Where like most of those studios have basically been third party or second party studios, right?
Good point.
Like, I mean, a lot of studios they acquire have already been making games exclusively for PlayStation. I'm actually a little surprised, not that they make games exclusively for PlayStation, but, and I don't think it'll ever happen, but I'm kind of surprised PlayStation never thought about buying Square Enix.
You know what? Same here, but I think Square Enix's name's a little too big to like just sell out right away without being like a big name buy. You know?
Well, I mean, Bethesda was a big deal, and I mean that was $7 billion or whatever it was.
Yeah,
so.
I guess it is. To some people, it's probably a big deal. I just find it a yawn.
The only thing
Maybe
that
PlayStation doesn't have the money for that.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, no, I do agree that Microsoft has more money. I'll say that, but I will say PlayStation could probably buy could easily buy Square Enix. I think if it came down to it, because you have to realize they don't just make video games, TVs, headphones, DVDs. They manufacture almost anything and everything. So they have their hands not in one market, but a lot. As for like Microsoft, just makes a lot of high priced products, and then Sony kind of makes. Actually, no, I'd say Microsoft makes fewer high priced products, and then PlayStation probably makes like a lot more lower priced products. So,
what is Square Enix worth?
I don't know, a lot of money.
Because I can't think of like
EA
maybe
and Ubisoft
EA
would be worth more.
Bigger, but I can't think of anyone else that would be bigger than Square Enix.
Ubisoft would be bigger than Square Enix. Ubisoft's bigger than EA.
Yeah, well, doesn't Ubisoft own EA?
No, EA owned a little bit of Ubisoft. That's not anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, we did know that.
The hostile takeover kind of.
Yeah. So, and I think there's other bigger studios too, compared like in between the two. Like you still have Capcom. That's a big company. You would have Konami. I mean, they might not be making video games, but they make a lot of arcade machines, Pachinko machines, right? Yeah, and like a lot of that crap. So I mean, they got a lot of money themselves. But yeah, so I don't know. I figured, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it got Bluepoint either, to be honest. Oh yeah, actually, I actually wrote on some games that Housemarque's made. So you had Returnal PlayStation 5, Nex Machina PlayStation 4, Matterfall, Alienation, Resogun, which is actually a really fun game, Outland, and a bunch of other games. But then Bluepoint's made. So Bluepoint though was an interesting one because if they get Bluepoint, sorry, it hasn't happened yet, but Shadow Colossus remake, Nathan Drake collection, Titanfall, Demon Souls remake, and Metal Gear Solid collection. They have a good hand on like remakes. So it'd be kind of nice that like if PlayStation started bringing back some like older PlayStation titles and just remade them into newer ones. I mean, I'd be down for that. So that'd be cool. Any old PlayStation titles anyone wants to come back?
All the ones for me have already came back.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, right?
Crash, Spyro, Ratchet and Clank. Oh no, Dax and
Dexter.
Yeah,
that
would be a cool one to have back.
Jack and Dexter.
Yeah, and
that little Spy Gecko. I'd be down for him to come back.
No, fuck him.
Fuck you, man. That game was.
This isn't like this is really more like a me. This is more just for me, not like I imagine a lot of other people. But I'd love a Dark Cloud game, another one. Done by
you know
5.
what? Yeah, I'd be down with that. Actually, if we're gonna talk about like remakes, like low level like C tier remakes, I'd really like to come back. Buck Bumble. If there's one game in my life that could ever come back for me, I would love to play Buck Bumble. I know it was received absolutely poorly, but I would love that game so much. That game was a lot of fun. It was really stupid, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Andrew.
Yeah. So if anyone remembers Buck Bumble, good on you. I'm with you. Oh, I didn't. And actually, I just looked it up, but its publisher was Ubisoft. So that's a shocker. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get on to
the main story.
Let's talk franchises. Let's just I don't know. I've kind of want to talk about some, specifically like specific video game chat about games we enjoy. So I figured why not start with some franchises we really like. So I'm gonna start off with some like high earning ones. So the ones I'm gonna start off with are $100 million. Oh, I don't like the way I have my Word document set up. Sorry, 100 million copies sold franchises. So number one was Mario. This one's a little weird though because the way the list was laid out was that it's a series, but not all of it's a series branched out into other series. So it's like the Mario in general, like the Mario series. So this would include like Mario Kart Party, Super Mario Bros, Smash Bros, all that crap.
Yeah.
Then we have Tetris, Call of Duty, Pokemon, Final Fantasy, Grand Theft Auto, Legend of Zelda, Sims, Star Wars, sports games such as like all the EA sports games like FIFA, Madden, NBA, NHL, and all that stuff. Sonic and Assassin's Creed. Starting with you know what, Bones? I'm gonna start with you. Any of those games you thoroughly enjoy that you would
I'm sorry to report, Andrew, but no, I don't. I have never played any of them. I'm sorry, Andrew.
Really, Assassin's Creed? You've never played that one, hey?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you? What?
Hey, actually,
what did you play like?
Hey, actually, Andrew. Okay, listen up. Just
Actually, even
last
NHL.
night. Hey, can you just zip it? Last night,
Zip it.
I got all the dang trophies for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh, you planned Odyssey?
I got them all.
Oh,
And
congratulations!
The last one I needed, you know what it was? I needed an all-female crew, and I needed to cleave another ship with an all-female crew.
Did you go, you bastard! You worked so hard and you got there. See what hard work pays off? See?
Yes, I see, Papa. I see it.
all
I
that
see
hard
it
work.
now.
Sitting there talking down to poor Bones, like what the fuck?
I didn't mean that I didn't mean that condescendingly. I just said, hey man, when you
I
work
know
hard, you
it
get your
just
shit.
it just comes so naturally for you, Andrew.
That's really hard. It's between talking condescendingly and sarcastically. What about you, Nolan? Anything?
100 million copies list.
Yeah,
I played a shit ton of Tetris when I was a kid.
who didn't?
And
Really?
Legend
You
of
didn't
Zelda.
play Tetris?
No, I said I played a shit ton of it.
No, Andrew.
Oh, I said who didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought I'm like, what the fuck?
I'd be a golden goose.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy was
The golden goose.
the game that got me really hooked on RPGs, though. Dragon Warrior was the reason I got a Nintendo, watching a friend play that at his place. I love the Dragon Warrior series, but Final Fantasy was the one that got me hooked on RPGs. How many times I played that late at night and was dog fucking tired for school the next day.
Yeah, I love those. I love those Instagram reels when it's like people are like, oh, when I was like in elementary school and they're like playing their DS and they're like, oh, and then like your parents walk in and like the sound's still on their DS, but they have it under their bed and they're
Yeah.
supposed to be like pretending to sleep. I'm like, yeah, that was my life, hands down. Not with a DS though. I was more with a Game Boy Advance and Game Boy, but whatever.
You didn't even have the color.
My parents learned to look for the red light on the front of my Nintendo on my neck.
Yeah. Well, my parent,
Busted.
my parents bought me the Game Boy like screen light that you could like plug into like trading cable and so yeah, it was really easy to tell when because like I was not fast enough to I had that sound blaring. I was not fast enough to pull it out, so it didn't matter.
But then I played like Grand Theft Auto. I enjoyed all those. I played that. I played I think every Grand Theft Auto up to San Andreas was the last one I played.
Wow. Well, no,
I haven't finished 5 yet.
I'm surprised he hasn't played 5. I would skip
Walk
4.
up freaking moly.
Four's pretty good. Like the story is pretty good.
4 is good, but I don't know. At this point, I would just skip it and go to 5. I mean, you could play 4 because I guess graphically it wouldn't matter. Though,
Yeah, the story's good. Like, what are you
but
doing?
with modernization, I don't know if he needs to kind of get used to playing more modern games.
I do. That's true.
So
I got enough tip money saved up for a PS5. I'm gonna start looking for one.
Hot damn.
you gotta
It's
join
gonna take
Twitter. Join Twitter, you can get one. Actually, you know what? I'll help you, and if I find it, you can just pay me the money.
Sure, I got a bag full of loonies and toonies.
Yeah, well, I don't want a bag full of loonies and toonies though. Need that
I
shit in
keep
can.
going-
Bags
much-
in the store, man.
He'd much rather have a bag of nickels and dimes, so bring him a bag of nickels and dimes instead, okay?
Do that. The 5-gallon.
What are you suing me?
Then the NHL series, I played that
Yeah,
so much. Year after year, I
Rochelle?
kept playing the new game over and over and over.
my team's getting sweeped
Oh,
hard.
dude, they're
Anyways, we
they're,
can't get
they're
into it.
taking it hard, man.
We can't get into
Like,
it. But
wow, they couldn't take it any harder than that.
shows
It's
fall
They've been
freezing.
painful,
getting
man.
better game after game, actually. So have a little faith, guys.
I don't know, man. 3-6 was pretty shitty.
That was.
I mean, I was hopeful
Their
in game
actual
2.
gameplay,
I was
their
really
actual gameplay has been getting better. And then Ducharme came
yeah.
back,
The gameplay's been getting better.
and they're really shaky
But
at like
Tampa's
that
getting even
beginning of
better.
the game. And then
Well,
he called a
Tampa's
timeout, and they settled down. And then they actually got better throughout the game. They still lost, and they had goals scored against them.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be even a closer game next game. And they'll probably win.
well, there's a lot on the line, but I was really hopeful after game 2 that they had their shit like a little more together, and I definitely thought they were gonna come out ahead on game 3 because like they really played well in game 2, even though they lost, but they played a lot better. And then game 3 happened, and then it was just like boom, like that early
2-0,
goal.
3 minutes in.
That early goal is Jesus, you're British. That early goal just came in so quick, and I was like, that's it, man. This game's over. Like as soon as that first goal went, I knew they were all rattled, and it was over. But anyways, okay. Yeah, NHL is a fun game for sure.
Moving
yeah.
on.
Austin, what about you?
Yeah.
What?
From
I know
what I
there's-
could just from what I read through your list here, like my mainstays have probably been like just for stuff that no one's mentioned so far. Pokemon. I played every Pokemon game. I've loved every Pokemon game, even the really shitty ones.
Did you buy Brilliant Pearl and Shining whatever the fuck?
You know I didn't.
So you're lying to our
Did they
20
release
listeners.
it?
Yeah, they're out.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't know it was out yet. But
Actually,
you know
no,
I
they're
didn't
out.
have it because I don't have a fucking Switch anymore.
I'm actually
Bringing
debating on
up
buying
fucking
one.
cutting open wounds. Jesus Christ.
I'm debating on buying one, but we'll see.
The Star Wars movies or the Star Wars games, they're always fantastic.
Movies are too, except for 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3.
What the fucking? I'd say the 1, 2, and 3 is better than the sequel trilogy.
I think they're all shitty except for 4, 5, and 6.
I'm with Matthew on that.
Halo.
I think 1, 2, and 3 were better than.
Halo, Worms, Monster Hunter. Like I could talk about all these for like hours.
Yeah, but we're gonna slowly move down that list. I just kind of want to do it chunk by chunk.
Yeah. Well, let me know, Mink. I'm ready.
I mean, we covered Legend of Zelda on a previous podcast.
Yeah, well, I was just saying that, like, so for me, obviously Mario's huge, and like, even with how disappointing Mario Golf was, I'm a huge fan of that game. Like, the last good one though that I played was Mario Golf Advance Tour on the Game Boy Advance. That was my favorite one. The last tennis I played was on GameCube. But like, I love Mario. Tetris I love too. I played that. I have it on my phone. I played a lot on my phone. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was my last Call of Duty. I have not touched that franchise. Oh, okay, that's a lie. We did play Warzone. Bones and I played Warzone a few times, but that game is just too high strung for me, and I can't handle it. Like, there's just too much shit happening, and like we're like dead every time.
Funny because we're just like two scared little bitches. I think we're
we
so
are.
good.
It's
We're
like-
playing Apex, and then we get there, we're like, oh no.
We're just like, I hear like I hear the gunship coming in. I'm like, run, get cover, and it's like halfway across the map. I'm like, I don't know where it's coming from. Fuck this.
We think they're in front of us,
yeah,
and we
so-
turn around, they kill us. They've been
Yeah,
behind
we're
us the
so
whole time.
bad. Oh my god, I have a sniper, and I'm shooting some guy like down from like the gulag, but then he like has like a pistol and shoots me in the face and kills me. I'm just like, yeah, this works. This is how this game works. Grand Theft Auto, I have played all of them, 1 to 5.
Oddly
What?
enough, I've only played Vice City upwards.
I've played 1, 2, 3, San Andreas, Vice, Liberty City on the PSP, Chinatown on the DS. Yeah, I've
Forgot
touched.
about Chinatown.
Yeah, I played all of them.
Chinatown was a departure back over to the games of like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even Liberty City was more in the style of like 3 and like San Andreas, but that was on the PSP, so it's not like it could handle like that graphical. Star Wars, yeah, I literally almost own all these games on PC except for ones that came out for like the PlayStation back in the day, like Episode 1, 2, and whatever.
Your favorite Star Wars game?
My favorite Star Wars game is, oh man, I forget the name. It's a part of the Jedi Knight series. I always get them mixed up though. No, that's not the. So it's Dark Forces 2. That's my favorite one.
For me, it was Republic Commando. From
Actually, you know what?
2005.
I'm actually gonna change my answer because I forgot for whatever reason. Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
actually,
I forgot. Yeah,
yeah,
the RPG ones before
yeah,
the
I think,
MMO.
yeah, I think those were actually. I think the first one I really liked. The second one I didn't care too much about. It was good. I just didn't. It was like the same game, so it didn't really matter to me. It's not like it didn't change anything in that game. But I did like the old like Dark Forces 2, Mysteries of the Sith, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Academy. Like I love that entire series, and I've played them all. Oh, you know what, man, that's tough. Because like now I think about like Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader. That was like the epitome of like Star Wars flight simulation fighting games. Because that game was amazing. Like if that's a game I would love to have a remake. If that game came back, I would lose my freaking shit. 3 was garbage. 1 was fun. 2 was the best. Anyways, okay, I could talk about Star Wars games. I got a lot of them. Sonic is another franchise I actually do enjoy.
Nice, the first one.
On Genesis.
Yeah, it was a nice change. It was so fast paced. It was different from everything else, but they were all the same after that.
Yeah, I think I thoroughly enjoyed like what came out for like Dreamcast. So like Sonic Adventures and like Sonic DX, like Sonic Battle Adventure 2 and stuff like that. I really do enjoy those, like the more modernized ones. I also enjoy like the more modern 2D versions as well. I think the issue that I liked 1, 2, and 3, don't get me wrong, but like the Sega Genesis, like the controls for like a hitbox and your jump button, I just felt there was too much lag. So like trying to play those games like in that fast environment, I just sucked at it. I know people were like amazing at it. I was just really bad at it. And so I didn't really enjoy them that much when it came to Sega Genesis. But when they like evolved this series into like DX and all that stuff, I actually really do enjoy it. When they went more like 3D and you're more viewing Sonic third person, I enjoy those. And then they had like the 2D bits. I like those. Assassin's Creed.
This is one I'm actually interested to ask everybody. Nolan, have you played an Assassin's Creed game?
You know what? I've not.
Okay, so then Andrew and Bones, what is your favorite Assassin's Creed game?
I'll let
I've
Bones
only
go first.
played actually like fully played 2 of them, Origins and Odyssey, and
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
only
say Odyssey's better than Origins, even though I loved Origins.
Odyssey is a very good one. That is actually up there for me as well. Andrew?
1.
Really?
No.
I was about to say, wow, I did not expect that.
I played 1. I enjoyed 1. I got really bored of 1. But I think I've only played Origins at the moment. I played Syndicate. I really want to play Black Flag. I feel like Black Flag would be my favorite.
This is going to be controversial.
I think Origins for me right now.
Black Flag, in my opinion, is a very good pirate game.
Yeah,
Not a good Assassin's Creed game.
that's kind of what I want to play about it though. Like I really,
no.
do you know what game I really want to play? And not to get too far off topic, but on the pirate topic itself, I really want to play Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I can agree with
That
that.
does look interesting.
I know we should play, dude. I'd be down if you want to go. It's an MMO, but I'll play it with you.
We should.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, go on, Austin. Sorry.
For me, it would be a tie between it's a 3-way tie between 2, Revelations, and Brotherhood. The entire Ezio trilogy is just amazing.
I was actually gonna say, isn't that the Ezio trilogy, anyways? Yeah.
Yeah, just
I don't
perfect.
think that's controversial.
No, my
what
controversial take was saying
the
that
pirate game. I don't think you're the only one.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag isn't a good Assassin's Creed game. It's an amazing pirate game. The reason why it's not a good Assassin's Creed game is because you're not even an assassin until like the last 5 missions.
Yeah. I was actually okay. Well, on that note, I would be curious, Austin. What's your favorite Pokemon game?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one.
That's really tough. There's a lot of really good ones. My favorite gen.
Yeah, it's kind of what it comes down to.
Is 4. I like 5. I like Black and White 2. Their stories the best. So that being said, Gen 2.
Gen 2.
Yeah, I love Gen 2. I love
Gen
the
3
starters. I love the starters. The legendaries all cool. That's when you get. That's when you first get
Suicune and
Entei, Suicune, and fucking Raikou with like Ho-Oh and Lugia. You know, it's just really cool. And they send off Giovanni really good and everything like that. And then they end up bringing him back later, but that wasn't that big of a deal. But and yeah, so it's just like Gen 2 is really good, and I don't think it gets enough love. in my opinion, because everybody's favorites either Gen 1, Gen 3, or Gen 4, or Gen 5, right? Know what? Gen 6 and Gen 7 and Gen 8 are too new. I'd say Gen 2 for me.
Gen 3 for me. I liked Ruby and Sapphire.
I really liked Ruby and Sapphire too.
Yeah.
The teams were cool. Like a lot of the Pokemon they had were cool, but like I said, it's just
It was kind of the first time. I think also was the first time when like they introduced like I guess like two kind of different like
split
Team
teams.
Rockets. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't just one. But I also like the starters. I just kind of liked it was like what I wish like if I mean they did remake Pokemon 1 in that style, so I shouldn't say that. But like Leaf Green and Fire Red were a lot of fun. Like I kind of liked that art style, I think as well, compared to
Pixel.
like yeah, like it just was nicer and smoother and it just looked good. And the game was I mean the story was fine, but I just kind of liked I think that was my first game. I was like, oh, okay, I really like playing this game, I guess. Like I'm playing Yellow and Soul Silver at the same time right now.
Yeah.
Which I found out Soul Silver was for $150 for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh shit.
Just cartridge.
Just the cartridge, not even the box.
Someone All Aboard Games, I didn't know this. They sell retro games now. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And they're selling a sealed box of Soul Silver for $400.
Fuck.
Ah,
I was like, get bent.
That's still pretty cool though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't buy it. All right. But yeah, Pokemon. And then Final Fantasy 4 was my favorite. So
My favorite does not mean it's the best one.
well
My personal favorite is 10 for Final Fantasy, but that's just
Yeah.
because it's my first Final Fantasy. But like the best Final Fantasy would be 4 or I guess it'd be 6, but in
Six.
like Canadian and America.
yeah.
like our Final Fantasy 3.
Breath of Fire was the replacement of like 5 and 4 and 5 until 6 came out. So
Yeah.
are okay games. I'm not huge. Okay. Let's move on to the next portion of this. 50 million copy franchises, which I'm kind of surprised some of them are on this list, but again, this list was a little weird, so I'm sure it's incorporated. I'm sure there's like maybe an average they're taking into account. But so what we
I
have
thought
here is
Dragon Quest would have been in the 100 million copies for just how
like-
big
like
it's
I
been in
said-
Japan.
like I said, well, that's just Japan though, right?
Yeah, but it's a cultural event in Japan. It's huge.
Yeah, but I mean, like Fire Emblem's not even on this list, like on any of them, and that's a huge cultural thing too over there.
That's true.
Okay, so for 50 million copies of Halo, Worms, Monster Hunter, Super Smash Bros, Civilization, Battlefield, Tom Clancy's like games in general, Elder Scrolls, Donkey Kong, God of War, and Diablo, and okay,
I played every single one of these games.
I think I guess Splinter Cell's in there, so yeah, sure. Battlefield I've done, yeah, okay, I've played everything in here too. Let's go with Nolan first.
Well, I've been enjoying playing Halo with you. We haven't done that for a few weeks.
Yeah,
We really
sorry
need to
everybody.
do that again because that's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
I know. I actually would like to do an not a Halo episode for this, but for Nerds of the Past. I think that's going to be the first game we should talk about.
No, we can do that. I played Super Smash Bros. Once at your place. God of War, I played once at your place. Really enjoyed
Yeah.
that. That was
Okay,
a lot of fun.
Well,
I
you'll get that
really
game.
want to get into that.
Well, you'll get it for free when you get a PS5 and you buy a subscription to PlayStation Plus because it's included for like you get 20 free games for like $80 a year.
And then,
Really good games too. I really want you to play Bloodborne.
then Diablo was a huge game for me, the original one. God, I love that. I still remember, I think I was talking to someone about this on another podcast. Just seeing the first trailer for it when I think it was Warcraft 2 or something, or maybe StarCraft, and seeing a trailer for Diablo. And I was hooked just on that trailer. Then Dragon Quest, that series, that's what got me into gaming was the original Dragon Warrior on the NES. Got Paper Route, saved up my money, bought my NES and bought Dragon Warrior.
Oh yeah.
The Dragon Warrior, I want to do a Nerds of the Past about Dragon Quest.
Yeah, we can do Dragon Quest.
We covered Diablo a lot in another episode, but
Awesome. I can talk about each games.
Kermit the Frog here. Well, Gears of War. Owned an Xbox 360 throughout my high school career, and it like Halo, Gears. Like I loved in Gears 2 the Horde mode, but we'll talk about that later. Worms. Worms is the type of game. I hated playing online because their LAN services or their like online services wasn't
Yeah.
very good. Right, but when you're playing on the TV, like on couch co-op with like 4 of your buddies, fuck does it get chaotic, man. I love that game. It is so fun. And is this fun to like name your worms the funniest things? Monster Hunter. I was never much of a Monster Hunter fan growing up just because I never had the right consoles to play it. But like once Monster Hunter World came out, like I dove in like just head first, and I haven't looked back. I love that. I love the game, the world, the creatures. It's just amazing. Smash Bros. I like following Smash Bros, but I'm not good at fighting games.
Kicked your ass.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, you did. A lot of my friends do in fighting games. But yeah, so Smash Bros is really cool. I've never been really into it. I still think he should put in himself into the game as the final character and make it the best character, because I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Civilization. Well, I used to play Civilization Revolution on the Xbox 360. That was always really fun.
Personally, to me, that does not count. I mean, it's a part of
I
the
know
franchise, but
it is the like
it's a
the
kid
most
version.
dumbed down. It is the most
Yeah.
dumbed down version. But hey, I'm stupid, so it works out great. Battlefield. I the closest for that would be like the Battlefront series, because it's technically a part of the Battlefield series. But no, I didn't really play Battlefield too much. Tom Clancy's, I could name off a bunch of them where I really got into. Future Warfare, Rainbow Six, Splinter Cell. They're just all fantastic games, and they all take up their own kind of genre in the like overall war genre, and they're always really good. Elder Scrolls is a good Western RPG, but they've gone downhill per game they've released, in my opinion. Yeah, God of War. The newest God of War is amazing. They've reinvented themselves. Diablo 4 is going to be great.
Yeah, fuck. I've played everything on this list, hands down. Yeah, I mean, Halo, I've played all of them except for 5 because I don't have an Xbox One and never did and never will. Worms, I've played like Worms when it was on like initially on PC, and all you could do was play online unless you want to play against PCs, and like always got my ass kicked. Oh, I played Monster Hunter 3 on like the Wii. That was the last Monster Hunter I've ever played. I don't know, man. That game's too grindy for me. And I just,
Oh, it's so good.
I'm just not into it. Smash Bros.
War.
I've played every single goddamn Smash Bros. Ever made from start to finish. Civilization.
Hey, a funny story about Smash Brothers.
Yeah, go for
So
it.
one of our customers at the store told me he invited our other Austin to play with him online, and didn't realize that he puts together all those Super Smash Brothers tournaments and got murdered.
Yeah, I got murdered by Austin. Not this Austin, different that Austin. But
He's a worse Austin, but apparently he's really good at Smash Bros.
wow,
Speaking of which, good Austin.
I really
I
hope
watched
he.
that Sephiroth trailer for Super Smash Brothers, and that was awesome. That was
Oh,
a
yeah,
great trailer.
that was good. Civilization, yeah, God, 5. I played Revolutions as well, but only on my PlayStation because I had like PS Now and it was on there, so I was like, I'll try it. But 5, 6, and Beyond Earth. Beyond Earth is garbage. No one buy that. And if you're a fan of that game, I'm super sorry. It's still garbage. And 6 is good. I just really hate what they changed between 5 and 6, where like in 6, your workers, you get 3 workers, and then when you use them up, they go away. As opposed in like 5, they just continuously, you can have them continuously work. And like, I know it costs coins, but you just delete the ones you don't need. You murder them. I think that was my one gripe that I had with 6. Battlefield, I'm actually really excited for 2042. I kind of think I might get that. I just downloaded Battlefield 1 and what's the one before this one? 5?
1 and then 5, and then now it's 2042.
Yeah, so I'm gonna download 5. I think I should just play 5, honestly. But I downloaded 1 just to kind of see, but it's kind of, I don't know. I wasn't really that into it. But I am excited for 2042, and I don't know if I'll buy it, because I guess it depends if it's gonna be an EA Play Pro or EA Play game, because if it's an EA Play game, then I just get it for free. Dragon Quest, yeah, I've played like 2, 3, and now 11. So I mean, it's a fun game. I really like 11 more than anything. Also, I was really into Dragon Quest Builder for a bit, but then I don't know, got a little old and a little grindy, and I just stopped playing that. Elder Scrolls, I've played Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I played Elder Scrolls Online for a while, and I hated every minute of it.
I agree with that 100%.
Donkey Kong, I've played all the Donkey Kongs. Yeah, I have played every single Donkey Kong. I can't think of a Donkey Kong I haven't played in my mind. There might be one. I guess actually no. Okay, I've never played the Jungle Beat ones. Like came out for like the GameCube and stuff. But I played like 94, Donkey Kong Jr. and all that stuff, like the arcades. And I've played Country 1, 2, 3, Country Returns, and Tropical Freeze. God of War, I've played I played 2 and 3, and then the new one. And
Oh,
then
the new one's so good.
I've played every Diablo 1, 2, and 3.
Same here.
So out of this list, though, like I think, you know what? Actually, I was gonna say Halo, but I think Civilization's actually at the top of the list for me for all these games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nolan. I'm sorry that happened to you.
I think Civilization is well, it's just I don't know, man. Like I can ruin like game thing with that game is I can ruin a weekend. It's just a really fun game. Like we can play a game and then save, walk away, do some other stuff, come back to it like a day later, and we continue to play. And we play that game for like maybe 5 or 6 hours straight. It's just a really fun game to play. All right, let's do 20 million copies sold. Actually, kind of surprised on some of these ones, but let's do 20 million copies sold. So we have Gears of War, Command and Conquer, Saints Row, Mega Man, Pac-Man, Uncharted, Guitar Hero, Fallout, BioShock, Tony Hawk, Souls games, Batman, Spider-Man. I don't know if it means like I just think it means like Dark Souls. Batman, Spider-Man, Spyro, and Castlevania. Let's actually, you know what? Before Bones, my good man, my good sir.
Yeah.
The sweet pie in my eye. What's your anything on here that anything on here you've been digging?
I played the
was it on? Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Well, you played the first
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man for PS4 2018.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good game. Fantastic game.
That's a good game. And that's it. That's all you've got. You never played any of Batman's?
I have. I played the first one, Arkham Asylum. I started in another Arkham City, but I never really got into it.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Arkham City's the best one.
Are we counting
Yeah.
Lego Batman?
I didn't really
Sure.
enjoy the Batmobile stuff.
Oh, that was Arkham Knight.
Oh, okay, that's the one I have. Yeah.
Arkham
what
City's
else?
the
Oh,
best one out of all
I
the
played a
Batman
bit of
games.
Uncharted. That's fun. That's a fun game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Oh, Uncharted's are so good.
I love Uncharted so much.
If you need to really escape, like you want to go to some exotic location and find some fucking treasure and decode some puzzles.
You play Mega
Woo!
Man.
No,
Play Mega
no,
Man,
no,
that's
I
funny.
have not. But I played Guitar Hero like years ago
Yeah.
when it first came out,
Smoke on the water.
and I thought it was
Bow,
bull
bow.
crap, such bull crap because I was
Really
heavy into guitar at the time. I'm like,
Yeah,
you posers,
it is bull crap.
You know not of what it takes.
Funny side story, actually. So remember, okay, so you guys came over on Tuesday and I was trying to play fucking NHL 96, right?
Yeah, chill.
Yeah. So, anyways, and my PlayStation 1 wasn't working properly. So, anyways, I was like, oh, I can't play my PS2 because I didn't have a power cable. I actually found a power cable that works on my PS2.
Oh yeah.
And so I hooked up my PS2 to play it, and I turn it on and I open it, and there's Rock Band 2 in there, or Rock Band 1.
Hell yeah.
I was just like, I don't own this game. Who the fuck do I know owns this game? So I have no idea where it came from. It was just in my console. So I have someone's Rock Band, like one of my friends' Rock Bands, just was sitting in my console for literally the last like 10 years. So yeah, that was an interesting find for me today. That was my
Well, now
personal
it's yours.
treasure. Not in an exotic land though. Austin, let's go. What do you got? What do you got, man? What on this
Oh,
list
I
do
can
you
go for a
like?
while. Everything. I
Phrasing.
love everything.
Phrasing.
God of War or Gears of War, like I was saying before, fantastic games. The gore's a little over the top for me. I still remember that first trailer for the very first Gears of War before they like wore out. What's it fucking called? All around me are familiar faces.
Oh, like the song.
It was perfect. It set the tone for the world. It was amazing. Then Gears of War 2 came out and built upon what they had, and like it was just Gears of War 2 is my favorite out of all of them. They added a horde mode, which I still enjoy playing to this very day. Command and Conquer. I played all the Red Alert games. They're so gloriously over the top. And did you guys ever, Andrew, especially you, did you ever play a first-person shooter Command and Conquer game called Renegade?
Yeah, I own all the Command and Conquers.
Oh man, I loved Renegade so much. It was so cool.
I played it a couple weeks ago, actually.
Saints Row, I never really got into Saints Row until 3, where it was a
Yeah.
little more spoofy. But I really enjoyed 3 and 4. Mega Man, never played it. Pac-Man, Waka Waka. Uncharted, like when Bones is saying Uncharted is
Waka.
Uncharted is one of the most beautiful series I've ever experienced. When I first bought my PlayStation 4, I got the remake from Blue Moat, where it's all 3 of the
Yeah,
original ones.
Uncharted collection is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, and it was
Using more words.
such a beautiful experience to go through all three games back to back. I remember being garbage at Guitar Hero, but loving it still the same.
I was a master.
Fallout, from a mediocre company, but a good game. Bioshock is
Depends on the
fantastic.
Fallout.
What Fallout? You said Fallout.
Yeah, it depends. It depends what Fallout game you're playing.
That's what I said. It's a great game, but from a mediocre company.
Yeah.
Bioshock is fantastic. I played a little bit of Tony Hawk when I was a kid, not much anymore. All the Soulsborne games. It took me a while to really get into them, but the more I play, the more I appreciate it because they're extremely hard and punishing, but it rewards you for succeeding. You gradually get better at the game, and you feel better when you gradually get better. It's amazing. Uh, Arkham City is the very first game I've ever fully completed. It was a perfect game in my opinion. It came out at the right time. It had the right amount of size. It was just a perfect version of that game. And Arkham Knight tried to replicate it, but I didn't. I think I dropped a little low on that one.
Didn't you just
Spider-Man
say Arkham Knight?
PS4.
Arkham.
Arkham City is the perfect one. Arkham Knight is the one that comes after it with the Batmobile, and it it was all right, but I don't think the Batmobile should be a tank. I'm sorry. And then
Right.
Spider-Man PS4, fantastic game. You actually feel like Peter Parker flying through. Like the web mechanics are so good. It had the unfortunate task of coming out the same year as remake of God of War because those games are so good, but it kind of got robbed. And then Spyro, one of PS4 or PlayStation classics. The remakes that they put out on PlayStation 4 were really cool. And Castlevania's, it's a cool world, but I've never really been into them.
Yes, that leaves me.
Yeah, well, I'll be after you, but yes, you are now. You are now, you are then, you are ever then.
Well, I played all the Command and Conquers except for Renegade, and never played the first-person shooter one, and loved them. Loved every one of them.
Not a true fan. Not a true fan.
What?
Nolan, I love the red alerts where Tim Curry, I believe it is. Is it Tim Curry?
Yes, it is Tim Curry.
When Tim Curry plays the Russian general, he's like, I will go to where the one thing where capitalism hasn't stuck, and he's laughing while he's saying it because the line's so over the top you can see it in his eyes. He's actually laughing, and he goes, "Spies!" It's so funny.
That game is so just and generally over the top.
I love it though. It's so good.
The old ones in particular.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a crush on the actress who played Tanya. Her name was Carrie something or other.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that one. Very pretty.
She was so beautiful. I never played Saints Row. I played every Mega Man for original Nintendo, and I even played a couple on Super Nintendo. Loved them. Played them over and over and over. Mr. Quick's level in Mega Man 2 or 3, I can't remember which. That was always the one that pissed me off the most. One bit where you have to fall faster than the lasers that are coming across.
That's like in every. That's like almost in every like Mega Man game.
I know, but
in like some extent, maybe it's not particularly lasers. I shouldn't say that, but like yeah, like in I remember in X where you have to like run faster than that stupid bulldozer on like Armadillo's level and all that stuff. Like they always have that shit. I didn't play much of the originals. Anyways, sorry, I don't mean to. Yeah.
Pac-Man, I love Pac-Man. I just think it's a fun game.
Have you
Pac-Man
played
99 when I played at yours, much fun, man.
Why don't you get it?
I should.
It's
I
free.
get so many things, man.
But it's free.
It's just the false sense of nostalgia, Nolan. You'll get it.
I know it is. It is. Like,
no,
it's
I'm
all about
actually
the
a lot of
nostalgia
fun.
and the retro.
It's actually a lot of fun. And anyone who hasn't played Pac-Man 99 definitely needs to give it a go.
I think you were a bit surprised with how good I was at that.
I was surprised how good that game was. Like I played it just because I was like, yeah, whatever. And then like I played it for 2 hours. I couldn't stop.
Never played Uncharted, but I always thought it looked like a good game. Guitar Hero, I've never been interested in any of the music games or dance games.
You were a huge fan of DJ Hero. Don't even talk to me like that.
I have no idea what DJ Hero is.
Yeah, you inspired to be a DJ in your life. Your sprinkle name was DJ Sprinkle My Face.
Fallout, I played.
Not enough laughs. Cut that
out. Fallout Tactics was my favorite Fallout. That was more what I was into.
Have you downloaded it?
way back when, like three
It's on
PCs
it's
ago.
on Game Pass.
What is it?
Yeah, all the Fallout games are on Game Pass. I've been playing Fallout 2.
I never played Fallout 2. I think I played
It's honestly
Fallout.
it's tactics just with open world.
Okay.
At least in my view, like you can actually like walk, like you don't take turns. It's more just like you can keep walking, but like it's like a isometric view, kind of like Diablo, and it's a little slower pace than Diablo, but it's actually pretty fun. I've been enjoying it.
I've never played BioShock or Tony Hawk, or I've never played any of the Soulsborne games.
I wouldn't expect you to.
The only Batman I played was Lego Batman. Finished that, got 100% of it. Spider-Man, I played that on the PlayStation 2 and loved it. Thought that was one of the greatest games on the PlayStation 2.
You played Spider-Man 2 then, I imagine? It was open world, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you played Spider-Man 2. That was a really good game.
Spyro, I never played.
I have that game actually.
Castlevania, I played 1, 2, and 3 on the original Nintendo. 1 sucked. I didn't like it.
You never played 4?
Which one was 4?
So as like the first one that came to Super Nintendo.
Yes, I played that one.
Okay,
So I played
yeah.
that one.
I'd be surprised if you didn't play 4. 4 is
I
like
played
the most
4.
like renowned one back then.
Oh yeah, I owned 4. I tried the one on Nintendo 64. Hated it.
That was garbage.
That was so fucking bad.
It was a bad game.
But then Symphony of the Night was amazing. And we did a music behind the games on that one, and soundtrack
Finished
for
that
that
one?
was perfect. And that was just a all round a great, stunning, beautiful game. I loved it. One of my favorite games of all time that I've played.
Fuck. You know what, man? Gears of War, not in my alley. For me, no. I really hate the cover system in that game for whatever reason. And I hate how you like if you like reload it, like you hit the reload button at the right time or whatever. That was
Reloads
dumb.
faster.
Yeah, I hated that. I don't know.
Just get
It
good.
just wasn't no, it wasn't even that. The game was just like it was like cover shoot move cover shoot move cover shoot move cover shoot move. It was like a what do you call it, bullet hell game is what that game is.
No. See, what you're just doing it wrong. You should have been running at them with the fucking chainsaw gun and just sitting there cutting them in half over and over and over
It's
again.
just I find it's just a bullet hell game, and I'm sure like I'll get hate if anyone joins our shit. I'm gonna get hate for it, but that's fine. Command and Conquer, yeah, I've played all of them. Tiberian Sun, Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge, Red Alert 3. I've played Renegade, Command and Conquer, Generals, which I think is my favorite. Is Generals. I don't like 4 and I don't like 3 or not. 4 and 3.
There's Tiberian Sun 2. That was a good one.
Yeah, there's Tiberian Sun 2. I forgot about that one. I thought there was I felt like I was missing one of the older generations, but anything that came after Generals, I just haven't liked. Saints Row 3 was really good. 2 was okay. Fucking Get Out of Hell was garbage. And like whatever, like the VR one they came out with, like when you're like in a simulation. Oh yeah, you're president. So Saints Row 4 is what it is. I didn't like that one either. Mega Man, I have played all the NES Mega Mans. I have played all the X series Mega Mans, which are great until you get to like PlayStation. Then they're kind of garbage because they try to be something they're not, which is like they try to like modernize it. So like like it's more like it's 3D isometric or not 3D isometric, but it's like 3D polygon, and it's bad. Like they get really easy. Like the older they are, they get easier, but they're just bad. They're bad games. Pac-Man, yeah, I've played Pac-Man. Who hasn't played Pac-Man? Uncharted, I've played all of those. I enjoy every single one, with probably 3 being my favorite. Actually, I really like 4, but I think 3 is my favorite. I played Guitar Hero 2 and 3 and Guitar Hero World Tour, and they're fun for what they are, which is just getting drunk and playing a party game. That's all that they are. I played almost all the Fallouts except for 1. I'm currently playing New Vegas actually right now. BioShock, I've played them all, beat them all. Tony Hawk Underground was the best games. Underground 2 was amazing. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I played it with a lot of people. Souls games I've never touched. Batman, I've only played the first one. Spider-Man, I have played Spider-Man 1 and 2 on PlayStation. I played 1 and 2 on PlayStation 2. And then I played 1 and Miles Morales on PS4. I've played a lot of Spider-Mans. And I will say that Spider-Man, like on the PlayStation, was a lot of fun, actually, for what it was. Like, if they could ever remaster something like that, like your webs went into the sky, like you had nothing to attach on, and like the sea was covered in gas, which was like basically the premise of the game. So like you couldn't ever see the bottom, and but like I don't know, you could collect like comic books and stuff from like back in the 90s and late 80s and stuff, and it was really cool. And like you could, I don't remember if you could read all of it or if it was just you could read some of it, but they were pretty cool. Spyro, I've played 1 and 2. I never played 3. I have the collection, and then Castlevania. Yeah, I've played 1, 2, 3, 4. I played the N64 one. I never played Symphony of the Night, and I think that was it. That's it. That's all for me. And I think for me, out of that list, it's really tough. But Spider-Man, I think, would be my top on that one. Between Spider-Man and Uncharted, actually, those are both really good.
I agree. That's what I would pick.
Yeah. So, out of that list, though, like, what, I guess, are you like anything that shocks you about like where these lists stands? Like, what games are where? Like you said, Nolan, how you're surprised how Dragon Quest is low, like not in the 100 millions because of its popularity and stuff like that, right?
And I had to Google StarCraft because I thought StarCraft would have been at least on the 20 million list.
Where is
But
it?
it's actually 17 million copies between the two of them and all
Yeah.
the expansions.
So yeah, and that was actually going to be known. Like, what do you think should be here that isn't, right?
Same with Warcraft. I thought that would have been on there too.
I
Mind you know what?
I-
World of
I
Warcraft
think-
is popular, but the rest of them, I guess, weren't nearly as.
Well, I think World of Warcraft is hard because it's more of a subscription than it is like actually selling like a whole game. And then World of Warcraft 3 wasn't. I mean, it's a good game, but it wasn't really that popular.
No, that's what I was just thinking.
So, and I mean, I thoroughly enjoy like Warcraft 3. Like that game is hard. Like if you play it on easy mode, that game is hard. Like you have to like basically you have to like take your leaders and like level them up. Like first thing you fucking do is you get them and you go and kill everything that's on that map.
Yeah.
And like and build the biggest army you can, because like even like they'll like come and kill you, man, and they're like high levels, and they like fuck, man, like a game in World of Warcraft 3 is probably 20 minutes to half an hour, if that. And you're like, you got to start fighting. Because it's not like, I find that game, and I like that because that game isn't like, I was playing Star Wars Battlegrounds, and it was funny because like when you play that game on like hard, it's more like they get technologically advanced really fast, and then they slowly send dudes at you. But like in Warcraft 3, it's like their whole fucking army is coming. Like they wait, they build up, and then they come and kill you. And that's like on easy mode. And you're like, fuck, man, like shit. So it's really cool. I don't think there's anything I can think of that I'm surprised isn't really here. I mean, Metroid, I would think, but
I was thinking Metroid and Metal Gear. Those were the two. Those were the first that popped up in my head.
yeah, but you know what's funny? Because like this list is between like what's popular and what's pop culture popular.
Yeah, and like a lot of the original Metal Gear games, and like they never really sold. Like they sold a few million, but it wasn't like they sold 10 million or anything like that.
No, and I mean, like, if you think like the best one that everyone really likes is Phantom Pain, which is, yeah, it's a good game. I played it.
Snake
3 years
Eater's
ago.
the best one.
I like Snake Eater.
Well, I'm just saying, like, contemporary, like Metal Gears that's come out, like everyone's like really into 5.
Snake Eater, best one.
Unnecessary, but yeah, I don't know. There's not. Yeah, I can't really. I mean, ooh, you know
I have
what?
one.
What?
The Witcher series.
Again,
Witcher 3.
Really niche market, I find.
What's that? Niche market? It's
Like,
a
it's a
fucking RPG. It's
I know,
all
it's
it
a-
is.
I know, but it's a popular game. But I'm just saying, for people who buy it, I don't think a lot of people want to play such a huge game, right? Like and I think what I mean is when I say I'm not saying it's a niche. It's not a niche genre. It's just a niche market for like what that game is.
I disagree with you 100%.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna
I'm doing it
quickly.
right now.
Oh, you know what? It is on here. You know why I know? It's because I actually saw it and put it in.
So what was that, Drew? Huh? Niche market?
I think it's 1 second. I'm pretty sure I saw it.
One of the most celebrated games of all time, Witcher 3, niche market, huh?
1 second. So let's see where it was real quick. Wait, maybe it's not here. Look it up anyways, because I know where it is. Maybe it's in the 50 million. Oh, it is the 50 million. That's all of them. But I don't know how much Witcher 3 did. For that, they mean 50 million. Witcher 3 must have done really well.
The volume game.
Witcher 3 sold 12.4 million on PC, 10.8 million on PS4, 4.3 million on Xbox One, and 0.7 million on Switch.
So like 27-ish million.
Yeah, that's Witcher 3 alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the most celebrated RPGs of all time, and you don't think it would be on this list, Andrew?
Well, it's only in the 20 million category.
I'm disappointed in you.
It's only in the 20 million category. I'm not
Yeah,
really gonna.
It is the one game though. The one game would have made it in there. With all of them, it's in the 50 million. So
No, with
yeah.
all of them. With all of them. Oh yeah, with all of them, they're on the 50 million. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
So, anyways, now that Austin had his moment, everybody.
Felt good. Felt good.
What were you gonna say, Nolan?
When you look at that list, is there any game that stands out that just has a special memory for you? Like just
I think the one game I've had the most fun with is The Legend of Zelda. Like specifically, this is going to be, I don't think this will be controversial, but the Capcom series, like Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, not like my favorite ones. Like I really enjoy Breath of the Wild is amazing, but like I thoroughly enjoyed like Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, and I don't know why. Like I mean, they went on to go make Minish Cap, which was a really good game. But like I was a kid, my mom was an aerobics instructor, and I had to get put in like the babysitting area, and that's where I beat all of my Legend of Zelda games on Game Boy, like Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Minish Cap, A Link to the Past on Game Boy. Actually, I beat that in Brazil. But like yeah, so like that was just there. I don't know. It's just I guess it jogs a lot of memories. Star Wars. Not so much because, like, I don't know. I played those on PC. It's not a big deal. Pokemon, I played a lot, but nothing that really, like, I think Pokemon is more just like when I was in kindergarten, a kid named Joel got it before, like, me and my other friends did, and I hated Joel so much for having it before me. So
He still
it was,
hates you, Joel. If you're out there, he still knows about you, and he
You know
still
what?
hates you.
Joel, if you're out there, man, we were good friends. I'm sorry we disconnected, dude, and I'm still pissed at you for getting Pokemon though.
I was going to say he's just saying that he actually despises you.
What about you, Nolan?
for me, it would be Final Fantasy, playing the original Final Fantasy, because that one really sunk its hooks in me once I played that. Because I got into RPGs because of like Dragon Warrior, I guess, but the original Final Fantasy just really sunk into me. And when I was a kid, like that's the closest I've ever had to like an addiction. Probably was that game. Like I just loved it. Something about it on some level, it got me.
Well, it was like one of the first open worlds out there, except for like the original Legend of Zelda, right? Like, I mean,
Like
you
I
could
remember the moment I got the
anywhere.
airship and it opened up the other continents. Like it just like my mind was blown.
Did you get an airship in one, or was it a boat?
You start with a boat in a little internal ocean or sea, and then you blow open a canal. And then
Yeah.
you can go around, and then you gotta.
Well,
go and
no,
get the airship.
that was the canoe to get to the fire. You had to get to the volcano, get the fire element or whatever, the final fire crystal.
Yeah,
But I thought like when you traverse from continent to continent, you're on a boat.
you get an airship because you can't. There's no ports on the top half of the map. So you have to use the
Oh,
airship.
okay. So you did. I don't remember the airship. I don't know why.
You could actually get the fire crystal last. You can skip that and get the airship and go and do the other crystals.
That was another cool thing about the game though too, was that like you could like just you didn't have to do it in a particular order.
No, and it was just a great game. It was. I don't know that one. That was the one that kept me up late nights all the time.
I will say that Ice Cavern was a piece of shit, and I hate that level more than anything.
But that was where you got the float, so you could raise your airship.
Yeah, but like it was the thing that was like for that game though, what sucked was
Everything stunned you or poisoned you, and
or you
just
like
got fucked.
yeah, like some of the things in there were like really intense, like some of the monsters in there. If you weren't high enough level, yeah, you were getting shit like hard.
Like I remember doing the swamp cave, and there's one bit where you have to get the crown, and the chest is guarded by wizards, and it's random anywhere from 1 to 9 wizards, and you're never high enough levels to take on more than 3 or 4.
Yeah, man.
And like you grind all the way down to the bottom of that cave, and then you go to the chest, and it's like, fuck, there's 8 wizards. Like you just reset the game, you're toast.
Fucking,
There's no point in fighting.
Yeah, you got the flame sword in that level too.
But that's probably the one for me.
Austin, Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon is the most consistent game, and I love all of them. But I have 2 to choose from, and that's going to be one as an adult and one as a kid. The Halo series will always be in my heart because it is what's got me into gaming at all. I remember going over to my friend Ross's house and being like, just totally just like absolutely amazed with like on the online world of Halo 3 and everything like that with multiplayer, and then going back through again playing Halo 1 on my PC and my parents' PC, and then going to Halo 2 on the original Xbox, and then going back over when I had enough money to buy an Xbox 360 and playing through Halo 3, and I just never looked back. Halo is the reason probably one of the reasons why I'm who I am today. And then as an adult, just from the sheer amount of time I put into it, Monster Hunter World, I have well over like 300 hours into that game now, and it's still climbing because I still find different ways to enjoy myself. So that would have to be my pick for adult Austin at the very least.
I don't think there's really I don't know. I think Legend of Zelda's been pretty consistent in my life.
Well, see, that's the same reason why I picked saying Pokemon, because I've enjoyed every Pokemon game, but it hasn't been like I don't have like like a standout memory.
Yeah, I think I think for all that, I've played almost all these. Like the Sims I've played, but like Sims they're not me. Like they're not my kind of game. I think they're kind of lame. But
the building the houses is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's like the one good part.
But like Sims is such a forgettable game. Like after a while, like all you do is like, oh, I'm going to make a house with my high school crush, and then we're gonna have a family together. And then all of a sudden, you're like, and I'm bored because I've done this like a billion times. It is just the most repeatable game. I don't understand how people can be really into it.
Neither do I, but that was the game that built EA.
Well, it was one of the games that built EA.
I'd argue say
that was the
Battlefield.
big one for them. That was the one that really took them to the upper echelons. That was the biggest game in the world for years, The Sims and the Sims series.
I'm going to show you guys something really funny after we end this episode. Okay, well, I mean, Bones, anything for you before we sign off and say bye to everybody?
No, I think it's time. I think it's time we say goodbye. Say goodbye to all our friends.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us for episode 16 of franchises and talking about some interesting news and also some really interesting topics at the start there about how we felt about acquisitions.
Really interesting. And those acquisitions.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, other than the part where Austin yawned, that was insulting to everybody. But
no yawning.
Well, sorry,
Andrew,
it's just
Andrew,
it's just,
no
it's
bringing
just,
up the yawn. We need to move on from the yawn.
It's just because of Sonic. Sorry to all right. Sorry to all the Sonic fans out there, but I hate Sonic.
The movie was supposed to be decent.
It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't good, but it was okay. It was okay for them to make a sequel, that's for sure. So they did something kicked. But all right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us tonight and or today or afternoon, whenever you decide to listen to this. We'll see what we'll do about next week. If it's just going to be Bones and Austin, or maybe Austin will do a solo, or maybe we'll just do a music behind the games episode again. We'll see how that goes. But maybe Austin will talk about Pokemon for an hour and 30 minutes. You can listen to that. He'll tell you stories.
I'll tell my favorite aspects on every single Pokemon. How about that?
He's just going to read every Pokedex stat about all 900 Pokemon that are out there. So
yeah, I'll tell you what I think and why it's cool.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, are you excited? I'm not.
But yeah. All right, guys. Well, take care. Cheers. Thanks to Nolan, Austin, and Bones for being here. All right, Bones. Play that outro, my man.
Hey, wait.
What?
It's the mug. The mug.
The mug.
The mug.
The mug.
Listeners,
I'm not playing video.
listeners,
I'm not doing a video. I'm not doing a video version.
Oh,
That's okay, guys. We
But
can
we
still talk
have
about
the
the mug
mug
real
at
quick.
main-
All right, before
we have the mug at
I do-
mainjams.com.
I have the mug.
The 1P4N mug. Support 1P4N.
Also-
That's a nice mug.
By going
You
to
will-
mainjams.com and not interrupt me while I'm making a fucking ad for my shit. Enjoy this mug today by going to mainjams.com and shut up and put it in your basket and buy it. Thank you.
Also, you can just go to at One Podcast for Nerds on Twitter. There's a photo of the mug and a link in the description, as well as I'm sure Bones will put a link in the description where you can buy that mug in this episode. So just check below. All right, Bones,
Hey, yeah.
play that thing. Play the
It's
outro.
playing, it's playing. Here we go. We're going out. It's fading out. Here we go. We're fading out. It's the end of the episode. Ned non-doer.
Quickly record.
Ned non-doer.
Nintendo, and
Foxy 63.